I'm going to share with you something that I sent to others this afternoon about the Chosrim Lahar, the activists who have trying their hardest to make sure that we have Korbon Pesach this year and every year. And this is a picture of Rafael Morris. As I've said before, he is the son of uh, an Askan, the grandson of an Askan, doing great things for Klal Yisrael. And he, of course, has had his run-ins with the law for the crimes of Jewing while Jewish, or having a farm and growing things like sheep and goats. And because he's the one who's been appealing and trying to advocate for the reinstitution of Korban Pesach, without doing anything criminal, by the way, he is usually arrested, or house arrest. They come to his house to get him. And uh, he himself, for whatever reason, wanted to enlist this year. He wanted to do his part to defend the nation, or at least get himself a firearm so that he could help protect himself and his children. For whatever reason, the authorities are not allowing him to do so. And he reports here about a discussion he had, an interview with some Shabaknik, who was basically telling him that the Shabaknik was telling him that they don't trust him. Why? Because to them, someone who's trying to bring Korban Pesach might as well be a terrorist. Advocating for such a thing is basically like, I guess, more worse than screaming fire in a crowded theater. It's like screaming Allahu Akbar in a crowded bus. Sorry for the mushal, but that to them, that's what it is. And you see here also that this Shabaknik reports that their cover story is they believe that bringing Korban Pesach will provoke the enemy, as though we discussed this before, as though everything is hunky dory and peaceful, and the enemy doesn't want to kill us, and we don't have enemies surrounding us, and it's only because of Jews wish to fill in the blank, build a temple, settle the land of Israel, bring Korban Pesach, whatever it might be. That's what gets them ticked off. But if it hadn't been for that, then we would have had peace with our neighbors, and somehow or other they just became eliminationistly anti-Semitic because we did this. And of course, that's nonsense. The proof is they were trying to kill us before any of this had even happened. Like they showed, it wasn't the state of Israel or the so-called occupation after 1967 that made the Ishmaelites, the Chevron, massacre the Jews back in the 1930s. Remember? That's not what happened. So too, we didn't need, and they didn't need, we didn't need this excuse of saying, okay, there's a Jew out there who has a goat and he says he wants to make Korban Pesach. That's what brought on the attacks on Shmini Atzeres. But whatever, you have Jews who still think that way. Many of them Haredi Jews also. Jews who you have from secular types described here all the way to deeply religious Jews who think somehow or other our attempts at trying to keep more commandments, doing whatever we can to bring this about, is going to harm us somehow. I don't know. I really don't understand how.